I have a couple of leather variations, so we are going to be taking a look at it, so it could hopefully help you feel the texture. If you don't own any of these pieces yet, or if you're thinking to add an additional one, this will be helpful. Guys, welcome back to today's video. We are going to compare 2021 Calvi Duo card holder to the original Calvi and see if it's worth paying a couple $100s more for it. So we're going to be taking an in-depth look at it to see how different they are and what are the size differences. On the other note, I have a couple of leather variations, so we are going to be taking a look at it. Hopefully this video will help you choose the right Calvi card holder. Let's go ahead and get to the unboxing first. I was really happy to receive the call because I've been wanting to get something in the blue broom color, and what's really unique about this Calvi is that it is a Calvi Duo, meaning it does have an additional card slots and a compartment inside. It's something that you can actually pull up, and from there you can store anything. It's a dual tone, so it's something that is really unique. I love the blue broom color on the contrast mint color. I believe blue broom is a comeback color for 2021. The mint might be a new color, so it's really exciting to see color clashes on these little leather goods. So in today's video, I think it's really helpful if I do a comparison between the original Calvi card holder and the new Calvi Duo. First of all, let me tell you guys, the cost of Epsom Calvi leather card holder is retailed at $345. The Epsom leather, it is the least expensive, and it kind of goes up depending on the leather choices. I also have a Ever color. And on my Instagram page, I did share that this is a personalized piece. So I did choose the double color inside as well, and I call this my watermelon, even though it's like a reversed pattern. It has the rose azalea color on the outside, and on the inside it's also the mint color, which the personalized one has the horseshoe stamp next to it. And in the front you can also choose a personalized icon next to it and your two initials. So believe it or not, these two are actually the same color. One is in Ever color, and this is the forever beloved Epsom leather. So we are going to be taking a closer look at the different leather types later on in the video, but first let me show you guys size differences between the regular Calvi card holder and the Calvi Duo. First of all, the measurements for them are 2.8 width by 4.1 inch length. What is really interesting is the Calvi I got is in the goat skin, so it does feel like it's a coated kind of a texture. It does kind of feel like you're touching a rubberized texture, if I can describe it to you, and the Epsom feels more plasticky on hand. The Calvi Duo costs $445, and it's usually offered in the two-tone color. There is tone on tone from the inside and the outside as well. So what's different between these two, if I open them up together, the original one just has two card slots, and the Calvi Duo actually has one card slot, and the other side has a flat button. You can put coins, additional cards, or cash, whatever you like to carry in there. I think the Calvi Duo did combine a good functionality between the Calvi card holder and the Bastia. Bastia is the coin purse that Hermès sells. The Bastia costs $230 to 240 depending on your leather choice, and the Calvi ranges between 345 to 445 depending on leather. When I initially started using the Calvi card holder, I did struggle with changes falling from the card slots because it does have some volume in it already, so it's not like a closed up card slot like some of the Chanel SLGs. It is spacious. It does have some depth in it as well. So I would describe it as more of a pockets instead of card slots. The fact that these are pockets allows you to put multiple cards and things that have volume in it instead of just a straightforward card slots. So I did struggle with opening this and have things falling out, and I'm just curious because when I open this, I tend to open it kind of horizontally, so my cards would fall out and the coins would obviously come off, and it wasn't the most practical thing. However, the other day I was talking to my partner and he said, aren't you supposed to open it like a book? So it's supposed to be open sideways, like vertically? And I went, ding, how come I wasn't thinking that? So I'm curious to know if you guys are going to open it vertically or if you're gonna be like me, open it horizontally. This is a very interesting thing. If you were to open it like a book, things are less likely to fall from upside down. Speaking of Calvi Duo, the main difference is that an additional flap is added, and it obviously comes with a snap button to serve as the additional pocket. Behind it, the pocket still exists, but under the flap is one additional pocket that can slide out from its original design. I think it's really brilliant because it's a very minimalized design. It didn't use more material than it really needed to. So I think it's really brilliant to have this kind of pull up design with a flap. And inside the flap, you definitely can store coins, as coins are kind of all over the place. You certainly can contain those coins inside this little pocket here, and it's definitely easier to manage. From the other side, we still have the two original pockets, which allow you to store other things. These are called card holders. When I started using the dual style, fallout doesn't happen very often, so I'm really glad. If we are talking about the structure of the original one and the dual, you can see that the original one kind of has a vertical line but with the two corners up. I guess it's just the result of how they folded the piece of leather. The corners are kind of pointing to two different directions and they're kind of sharp. Versus the dual, which has a almost perfect straight line if you look at them. So the structure of this one is a lot neater compared to the original one. That is one main thing that I observed. And on the inside, obviously, there's additional pocket. Cost-wise, it does cost $100 more. In the world of luxe, if you think about it, a Bastia coin purse does cost $230 and the Calvi card holder costs $340. So there's $100 difference in between. And if you were to purchase the Calvi plus the Bastia, together they will cost you almost $700. Calvi Duo is this piece that combines both functionality, which it does have a snap closure for coin storage and also the original card pockets on both sides. So it does cost $100 more than the traditional style and $200 more than the Bastia, but in the Bastia coin purse there's no space for you to put credit cards, so you can use it for coin or cash. And I've also seen other friends use it as mini toiletry. I've always leaned more towards purchasing the Calvi card holder than the Bastia myself because I find this one more functional, since I do love a mini sized item and I tend to roll with my mini bags, so I'm more familiar with using something this size. And the Calvi Duo is definitely that mini accessory if you're looking for something that has a combined functionality and it doesn't cost you double the price. Okay, next let's talk about leather variations that I own. I have epsom one ever color, and the duo I have is in goat skin. I'm going to be giving you guys a brief overview. Could hopefully help you feel the texture and also the usability and the longevity of different types of leather. If you don't own any of these pieces yet, or if you're thinking to add an additional one, this will be helpful. So first, let's talk about the epsom. Epsom is also my go-to when I first thought about adding a Calvi card holder. Believe it or not, I ended up going home with the Evercolor, which Evercolor is a robust, luxurious leather on hand. It is very soft. I wouldn't say it's buttery, but if you compare it to the Epsom, it does feel more buttery and softer and a lot more luxurious to touch. The Epsom leather, it is a textured and grained leather. If you play with it and if you open it, it feels more like harder and more cardboard-like texture. Also, the Evercolor costs $50 more than the Epsom. The Epsom would be $345 and the Evercolor, I believe I paid close to $400. But honestly, touching it, it feels so luxurious. But there's a reason why Epsom is a fan favorite, because it is a lot more practical, less prone to scratches, and also it could be used for a longer periods of time. However, Epsom is not a leather that can be repaired at the boutique if you have a piece of like leather handbags. I'm not sure if they repair small leather goods, but I know for handbags, Epsom is not a leather that the boutique is willing to take in for spot service. On the other hand, the Evercolor leather, when you open it up, honestly, you feel the thickness of the leather, the soft texture on the leather as well. However, I do know in the long run, this is going to show wear and tear more, and the corners might wear out. You might see discoloration. I would have to keep you guys posted on that. So between these two, I would say most people would probably choose Epsom because it is the most practical and obviously a fan favorite. So next, let's compare the Epsom and the goat skin. The texture of them are similar in the way that both of them feel more like material instead of leather. Epsom feels drier versus the goat skin, which is coated goat skin, feels more rubbery and also thicker. If I were to open them, I do think the sound of things can tell you, I don't know if you heard it. This is the Epsom and this is the goat skin. They open slightly different. The Epsom holds shape really, really well. The goat skin does as well. However, when I receive this item, I can already see the impression of the snap button on the card holder. If you're looking for something that is more structured, more puffy, Epsom is going to be your choice. And the goat skin definitely feels more like a step up from the Epsom. However, if you compare goat skin to Evercolor, Evercolor is definitely a lot more softer and buttery on hand compared to goat skin. These are my comparisons on 3 different types of leather. I do love the selection that I have right now, and due to pandemic, I'm limited to travel, and also I have a newborn at home, so I haven't really been able to go out as much. But so far, I do enjoy using the Calvi card holder when I'm on the go, which it had also replaced my Chanel SLG that I've been using for the longest time. The one that I have been taking out is the personalized one. It does have a personal stamp and also a horseshoe stamp, as I mentioned, which makes me feel more special in the special pandemic period. I love the contrasted color between the inside and the outside. If you haven't watched the question I asked earlier in the video but watched until this point, I was asking if you are a person who opens your card holder vertically this way like a book, or if you're someone who's like me where I take out my card holder, I'm like, okay, I'm going to open it this way because I experienced a lot of fallout and I didn't notice it until my husband pointed out the other day. You should open it up like a book where you would experience or prevent fallout on either side of the pocket. So that is my question for you. I really hope today's video provided you enough information on the Calvi card holder. It is an excellent piece to start with from Hermès, and there's a lot of color variations. Usually they do offer the seasonal colors in the small leather goods as well. So it is definitely a great place to start if you want to try different type of leather. And I do think the Duo is going to gain popularity over time. And I personally will probably choose the Duo over the regular size one due to the additional pocket, as it does help a lot more when you're using it. And it doesn't look much thicker compared to the original one. I'm curious as to see which one you will choose. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up because it really supports the channel. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.